Welcome to Mondays on the Mount. Today is Monday, June 27th, and we are going to talk about justice. I have three sons, Jack, Wes, and Noah. The older two, Jack and Wes, seem to be constantly fighting with one another. Now, they're little, so usually the roughhousing doesn't lead to too much bloodshed. But rarely a day goes by without one or both of my sons coming to my wife or me to complain about getting punched or kicked by the other. Sometimes I'll ask them, what do you want me to do about it? Now, this question can throw them off guard at times, but one afternoon, Wes, who was 4 at the time, said, "Can you punch Jack back for me?" In case you're wondering, I did not take the suggestion. But Wes articulated how many of us feel when we are wronged. You did something bad to me, now something bad needs to happen back to you. In fact, to a certain degree, this is how our justice system operates. If you injure someone in a fight or if you steal something from someone, chances are you're going to spend some time in jail. Now, don't get me wrong, we need justice, and I'm grateful that we are in a nation of laws. However, Jesus has a radical idea when it comes to retributive justice. And here's what he says. "You've heard it said, an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But I tell you, do not resist an evil person. If anyone slaps you on the right cheek, turn to them the other cheek also. And if anyone wants to sue you for your shirt, hand him over your coat as well. If anyone forces you to go with them 1 mile, go with them 2. Give to him who asks from you, and do not turn away those who ask to borrow from you." Now, Jesus' teaching refers to an Old Testament text, which is Leviticus chapter 21, verses 23 through 24. And they say, "If there is harm, then you shall pay life for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot, burn for burn, wound for wound, and stripe for stripe." Frankly, this idea makes a lot of sense. An eye for an eye means that wrongs are repaid, and frankly, who couldn't get behind that idea? But then Jesus tells us famously to turn the other cheek. And he makes a few other examples, one of which is very provocative. When he talks about going the extra mile, this is referring to the practice of carrying gear for Roman soldiers. Now, legally, Roman soldiers could make anyone carry their equipment for them for 1 mile. Now, this would have been humiliating and even infuriating to have to carry the weapons of your hated enemy. But then Jesus says, go, not only carry 1 mile with him, but go with him 2 by your own choice. Now, this is a whole different way of looking at justice. Instead of ensuring that wrongs are repaid with more wrongs, we are to repay evil with good. Now, think about what would happen if we adopted this kind of mentality. What if forgiveness was held in higher esteem than punishment? I think our world would look a whole lot different than it does today. Thanks for tuning in. If you've watched this video and you found it helpful, would you do me just a huge favor? It would mean a lot to me if you would take a moment to like, subscribe, and enable notifications for this video so that you can get more content like this. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you next week.